Good evening. We are live at the turtle tanks at the Turtle Hospital in the heart of the Florida Keys. And that was Tater that just gave us a hello. Tater and Tot, or juvenile loggerhead sea turtles. They are our educational animals. They go to events and schools throughout the Keys, and they are absolutely gorgeous. They are in great health and will go into the ocean when their shells or carapace is 45 centimeters long, which it'll probably be in the fall. And we will bid farewell to them, and they will go to live out their lives in the ocean, but they are absolutely gorgeous. So we're going to start with Tater and Tot and move on down the line here. We have some of our juvenile greens. This is Lightbulb. Hello, Lightbulb. You were star of the post last night. A beautiful juvenile green sea turtle, and Lawnmower. Both were cold stunned in northern Florida and also had fibropapillomatosis. Had tumor removal surgeries and are working their way back to the ocean, hopefully soon to get their swimming papers. Lawnmower and Lightbulb, you are so beautiful. We could hang out with you all night. So these juvenile turtles are guesstimated to be about 4 years old, and that's just based on their shell size. Hello in Connecticut. Thank you for the love. And we have Friar, who's tucked in the corner there, chilling out. We're going to move on down to Jenga. All right, where are you hiding, Jenga? Where are you hiding? You going to come up to say hello? Jenga is another juvenile green sea turtle that was transferred from northern Florida. Treated for cold stunning. Jenga was one of our more critical patients, but has responded to treatment and is doing very well now. She is a little more stressy than the others, which is why she has this little area where she can go hide out if she wants. I think he did just give a kiss. So there is Jenga. We did release 7 of the juvenile greens last Saturday, so we still have to post that release video. We are behind on some of our release videos. We have Shaybrook's release video and the juvenile greens release video that we will be sharing within the next couple days. We've just been so busy here. Thank you for your patience. And this is Candyland. Candyland is another juvenile green transferred from northern Florida. She arrived to us in early March and is being treated for cold stunning. She was just scratching her back on that environmental enrichment device. Hello in Colorado. Thank you for joining us. And hello in the Auburn Center in Pennsylvania. Hello in Wisconsin. Thank you for joining us this evening. And Candyland looks like she's just going to hang out in the bottom. Hello in Ohio. Yep, she's going to tuck in. It's that time of day. They're done eating, done their treatments, and they're just resting. Here is Sorry. Sorry is another juvenile green sea turtle being treated for cold stunning. Sorry was transferred to the Turtle Hospital in mid-February. Part of the group was named after board games, so that's after Sorry, the board game. Not that we think this turtle is sorry. Hello, beautiful. They have just gorgeous patterns. Sorry also has a wound just below the skull on the neck there that is being treated, but Sorry is responding to treatment. Hello in Edgewater, Florida. Thank you for joining us. Hello in New Zealand. January and transferred from northern Florida. You can see Bimini is also enjoying her environmental enrichment device there, getting a little back scratch. Hello in Oklahoma and Oregon. Thank you for joining us. From Bullhead City, Arizona, and Berwyn, Illinois. More friends from Illinois, thank you for joining us. We are looking at Bimini, who was named after an island, the island of Bimini. Hello in Montana, thank you for joining us. Now we're coming to our most critical patient, Paulie. Paulie is in rough shape, as you can see. still in a shower bed, but Polly is getting to go for swim therapy twice a day. We're extending that swim therapy. Polly had a blood transfusion and did crash and go non-responsive, so it's a lot to come back from. I hope you can see Polly's head moving a little bit there. Does swim in water, but just is not able to get his head up far enough to clear the water. So that is why he's still in a shower bed. Hello in Minnesota and Ohio. Thank you for joining us. How often do they get scrubbed? It depends on the turtle and what system they're in. Polly, I'm gonna just work on getting his flipper untucked here. Oh my goodness. All right, there you go, Polly. So Polly again has swim therapy twice a day. So lots of prayers and healing energies needed for Polly. I will send, we also have some good video of that swim therapy that we will share for you. Hello in Springfield, Ohio. Thank you for joining us. And North Carolina and Cincinnati, thank you for joining us. And here is Mousetrap. Mousetrap is another juvenile green transferred from northern Florida and being treated for cold stunning and fibropapillomatosis. Hello in Wisconsin and Springfield, Montana. Thank you for the prayers for Polly. We have a beautiful evening here in the Florida Keys. It is gorgeous. And we're going to keep moving right along here to catch you up. Here is Lefty. Boy, Lefty is spunky. Lefty is missing his left eye and most of that front right flipper, but you would not know it with this turtle. He is tumor-free, was treated for fibropapillomatosis and a severe predator attack, but is strong, has a little infection in that area where the eye was enucleated or removed. So we are treating Lefty for that infection, but once that clears, Lefty's going to be back out to sea. So go Lefty. Hello in Ohio and Georgia. Thank you for joining us. Hello in Atlanta, Georgia. Some friends from Michigan, thank you for joining us. Cincinnati, Ohio, and Marietta, Georgia, thank you for joining us. Thank you, Deanna, for the prayers for Polly. And here is Aruba. She's swimming away. Maybe she'll come back to say hello. Hello, Aruba. Someone asked how often we clean the turtles. And Aruba, you need a spa day. So when the water gets warmer, that algae grows quicker. And some turtles, depending on what we are treating them for, we try to be hands-off to lessen the stress. So sometimes that is more important than getting the algae off. So that was a really good question. Thank you. Polly is rough. Thank you for asking. We just showed Polly, and Polly is very critical. But the blood levels have improved. And we have started tube feeding Polly as well. Hello, Washington State. Thank you for joining us from Findlay, Ohio. And from Clearwater, thank you for joining us. Hello in Hagerstown, Maryland. And more friends from Michigan, thank you for joining us. Hello in Australia. Oh my goodness, Ticket, you've not eaten. What is all that food on the bottom? So Ticket is another juvenile green sea turtle being treated for cold stunning and fibropapillomatosis. Has tumors on her eyes, so she is due for a trip to Dr. Krupinski. She's being a little finicky with eating, and that's why she's got food in her tank. You need to eat, Ticket, to get better. She eats some days and not others. Hello in North Carolina, the Outer Banks. Thank you for joining us. Hello in Tennessee and Imperial, Pennsylvania. Hello from Central Illinois. Thank you for joining us. There's Ticket. And this is Polly's swim therapy tank. And hello to Jack. And Jack is a juvenile green. We're treating for fibropapillomatosis. We are not sure if Jack is visual. So we have stopped tumor removal surgeries and are assessing Jack's vision. So lots of prayers and healing energies to Jack. Jack did have surgery with Dr. Krupinski and was treated with chemotherapy eye drops. We have Haven here. Haven had a heavy tumor load and had multiple tumor removal surgeries being treated for fibropapillomatosis. Hello in Wayne, Indiana, and Portage, Wisconsin. Hello in Malaysia. Thank you for joining us from Fort Myers and Portsmouth, Virginia. Hello in Michigan. There is Haven, who's doing very well. And Al, big Al here. Al was rough. Al had a blood transfusion, suffered a severe predator attack, and had fibropapilloma tumors. Had surgery today. That is why Al's water is low, and Al is now tumor-free. Yay, Al! So Al is on the road to recovery. Will be considered for release probably within about 2 months. So go Al. Some good news there. Hello in California. Thank you for joining us from Ontario, Canada, and Jackson Beach, Florida. Thank you for the prayers. Hello in Oregon and St. Paul. Hello in San Diego. Now, Berry Juice did not make it. Berry Juice was a critical turtle that came in on Sunday evening and had severe entanglement and fibropapilloma tumors. Went for a CAT scan that evening and has internal tumors. The one flipper that was entangled was completely cut off, meaning the bone not only was fractured, was completely disconnected, and the one good front flipper had a very large mass in the humerus. So that turtle did not make it, I'm sorry to say. We had another turtle come in on Saturday evening with fibropapillomatosis named Alister, and Alister also went for a CAT scan and unfortunately had internal tumors. So currently we have no way to treat internal tumors, and those turtles are humanely euthanized. We take every turtle with tumors for a CAT scan at the local human hospital. They are incredible partners. It is very difficult to not be able to treat those animals. Both the turtles, Alister and Berry Juice, were in critical condition. We certainly would have done everything we could if they did not have an internal tumors, but when they have internal tumors, they continue to grow and overtake the internal organs, and those turtles suffer and eventually die. So we did minimize their suffrage, but very, very difficult couple days here at the Turtle Hospital. Thank you for asking about Berry Juice. I am going to share that CAT scan tonight, just to give you an idea of what that looks like, but is very difficult. We've come a long way, though, having the diagnostics that we have now. Before the CAT scans were used as a diagnostic tool, those turtles would have received a lot of rehab and surgeries, only to be euthanized later when the internal tumors finally showed up on radiographs. So we have come a long way. Very difficult, but we do minimize the suffrage. Our goal with every turtle that comes into the Turtle Hospital is to rehabilitate and recover that turtle to return it to sea. So we are looking at wavelength, and the good news for wavelength is responding to treatment and eligible for release. So thank you for asking about Berry Juice. Some sad news. Hello in Pensacola and Arizona. Hello in Cape Canaveral. Thank you for joining us. More friends in Pennsylvania. Hello in Spain and Clearwater Beach, Florida. Thank you for joining us this evening. We have a beautiful evening here in the Florida Keys. We're taking care of a lot of turtles. Dr. Terry is in the house this week, and we are busy doing everything we can for these animals. We have our smallest patients coming up here. Let me see. Sorry about that. Had to get this open, and we have our newest patient is Little Scoot. So our newest Hawksbill has a name now. We do see synthetics on the x-ray. So Scoot needs a lot of prayers and healing energies. So we are hoping we're able to get Scoot to pass the foreign objects that are in his intestinal tract. So far, Scoot has passed one large piece of plastic, but we took x-rays today and there is still plastic in there. So a lot of times this plastic or foreign material blocks the intestines. and causes a mortality event. So we are hoping and praying that the treatment we're giving little Scoot here is going to help the plastic to pass. So prayers and healing energies for Scoot. A lot of our little ones out there unfortunately eat plastics. They are found in the Gulf Stream at this stage of life, in the ocean currents, the Gulf Stream current. And the other thing that goes in those currents are our trash and our plastics. Those plastics break down. And these turtles are opportunistic feeders. They're going to eat whatever's in front of them. And unfortunately, all that colorful plastic looks very appetizing and they eat it. So there are research scientists that have done studies. And every post-hatchling that they found post-mortem had a belly and intestines full of plastic. So we really need to do a lot better for our marine animals. But here we have little Scoot, and we are hoping for the best. He is starting to pass plastic. So the treatment he's responding to, we're hoping for the best. Hello in Colorado and Wheeling, West Virginia. Thank you for joining us. We have this beautiful Hawksbill, our newest patient right here. And it is so sad. It is really embarrassing to be human sometimes. It's what we do that affects these animals so much. But we are raising awareness, and that education we are hoping will help people to make better decisions. So we have Helene right next door. I just need to check on something. Here's Helene. So Helene is another Hawksbill turtle. How amazing is that to have two of these critically endangered, beautiful Hawksbill turtles here with us. And Helene has been here since the winter time. Helene came in very small as a post-hatchling. And it looked just like a loggerhead hatchling. And as she grew, sure enough, now we know she is definitely a Hawksbill turtle. And Helene had a severe fungal infection that took a long time to treat. She did not respond to treatment right away. We did a number of cultures and finally hit an antifungal that worked. So Helene is recovered and doing very well. We're trying to get some weight on her. If you look closely, her shell's a little deformed from the time she went through not eating and very close to death, but she is recovered and doing well. Hello in Nebraska. Thank you for joining us. And rescue work is hard. We do know that, but we stay strong for the patients that we can help. And we appreciate your support. We couldn't do what we do without you. And we know that every time somebody shares our videos and your passion for sea turtles, that it helps people to care about sea turtles and our oceans. So thank you for everything you do and joining us. And here is Ben. We are going to leave with Ben. Ben is a beautiful loggerhead sea turtle. Came in as a post-hatchling, is now working towards juvenile size. And Ben is still being treated, but responding to treatment. We're hoping Ben is going to be strong enough in the next month or so to be able to go out. Hello in West Virginia. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for all the prayers for Scoot and for Polly. Hello in Melbourne, Florida. Thank you for joining us. So somebody is asking about the seaweed in the tank. So these very young turtles at this life stage, if they were out in the oceans, they would be in the Gulf Stream. And they would use this sargassum weed as camouflage. And we are hoping that all these turtles make it out to the Gulf Stream. Once they are cleared for release, we will give them a boat ride out to the Gulf Stream and find a nice bed of sargassum weed. I have a friend who was out offshore the other day and ran into a lot of sargassum weed and brought me some fresh weed to make these turtles comfortable, get them used to what life is going to be like in the wild a little bit. So that was a good question. You don't normally see that in our tanks. Hello in New Jersey and Ontario, Canada. Hello in Kentucky. Thank you for the prayers. Hello in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Thank you for joining us. And hello in Wisconsin. Oh, thank you for visiting today, Cheryl. I hope you had a good tour. We are under construction, so I know it takes a lot of patience. We are redirecting our programs a little bit, but everybody is hanging in there and we are still seeing visitors. So thank you for visiting us. Hello in Western Colorado. And we are going to leave you with these beautiful Hawksbills. I'm going to wish you a pleasant evening. Thank you so much for caring for sea turtles and for joining us and spending some time with me. Have a truly awesome evening.